This MasterChef competition is for everyone. Anyone with a dream. Anybody that wants to change their life.
You need to make a dent in this country with your love for food. You need to make a difference.
We've seen what's come before. We know what this can mean. If you take this opportunity, it can mean you change your life.
Hey, presto.
This is MasterChef Australia.
Thousands of amateur cooks applied, but only a few ended up where you're sitting.
The search began in Melbourne, where a talented group of home cooks were chosen to take their passion for cooking to the next level.
I can get into that house.
And for 24 budding chefs, the journey began.
Oh my God, it's really happening.
Ready to rumble?
From now on, good isn't enough. You've got to be great.
You want to stay in this competition? Cook your hearts out.
Each and every dish you cook counts.
Together, they've cooked for and worked alongside some of the world's greatest chefs.
Jamie Oliver. Love it all.
Genius.
They've created spectacular dishes.
Oh, that's terrible.
That is just yum, yum, yum.
And they suffered some of the toughest challenges the culinary world has ever seen.
This is the worst day of my life.
Do not try this at home.
But week by week, only the very best survived.
If you continue to do this, then you won't last long in the competition.
How much do you want this?
This is not a holiday for me. This is the start of something really big.
And I'm not actually normally a crier, and I think it's a fair indication of how emotionally involved you become in what this is.
I have not wanted anything more in my whole entire life than to be here in this kitchen.
I can't believe how resilient I've become. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I now have all the things I need to create my dream, and that is what is going to happen.
This is when it all kicks in and the fun starts.
Come on, guys, lift it.
Stop doubting yourself, start cooking.
Booyah!
It's about spirit, it's about common sense and being resourceful.
I applaud all of you.
It's a good gig.
One of the great things about MasterChef is it challenges, and for that, it's incredibly special.
Salute!
And now, 3 amateur cooks remain.
Welcome to the MasterChef Grand Finale.
Andy.
This is where the MasterChef dream could start for me.
Julia.
If I'm not pushing myself, then I don't think I deserve to be here.
And Audra.
I really just want to smash it.
Tonight, 3 epic challenges stand between them and their dream of becoming Australia's next MasterChef.
Everything has led to this.
The finishing line is so close.
Bring it on! And then there were 3. You're in the finale of MasterChef 2012! Think about what's just happened. You're in the top 3. You're just about to battle it out for the title of MasterChef 2012.
It's the final day of the competition, and I've got mixed emotions. I kind of feel like I have to be thankful, and I am. I'm just quite overwhelmed, actually.
I have given up a lot to be here. It's tough for a mother to be away from their kids. While I was good at my job, you know, cooking gives me a totally different sense of satisfaction and just comfort, and I wanted to try and see if I could make something of it.
That is one of the best desserts we've ever had in this kitchen.
You're through to the top 24.
The more I cooked...
Audra, that pork belly was unbelievably good.
the more I wanted it.
Audra, it was best dish of the day, incredible.
Being in MasterChef, I've just realised how much I want to cook.
We talk about great balance and about innovation, and for me, this is a dish that shows both of those things.
You're a brilliant cook. What you're doing for them right now is massive. They're going to go, my mother, she went for it.
Oh my God, hello! I think I've showed my children that if you just go for whatever it is that you want, you can achieve anything, absolutely anything. He says, I'm proud of you, Mum. I honestly never thought I would make it into the final three. It's everything and more than I expected, and I'm just so pumped about it. You think, my God, I can win this?
This has been a long journey for me, and I think I'm ready. I'm ready to get out in the real world.
Okay, Annie, can you tell us what you enjoy cooking the most?
Seafood's probably up there, as you can see. To be honest, I don't know why I filled out that form to go into MasterChef. I'm doing a Szechuan crusted chicken breast, 12 minutes. Before MasterChef, my cooking was disgraceful. Far out. I was much too inexperienced to put up a perfect plate of food.
Yeah, split.
Blown away by how clean you guys are today. Is that really important to keep clean?
It could win you the competition. But at this point in time, you're a long way off.
I'm not sure that if you continue to cook like that, that you're going to win many points from me.
The Stanley pub was probably the point where I realised, mate, you got to put in some hard yards, otherwise not only are you going to be out the door, but you're going to do it in an embarrassing way.
Use your brain, bring all of them here.
I'm amazed. Andy has put up the best dish he's cooked in this competition by a country mile. You're both staying.
From then on, realised that I want to stick it out to as far as I possibly can.
He's cooked to perfection.
This is how people have fed their families for generations, and can I tell you, the amount of flavour you've put into that is sensational.
I've listened in the masterclasses, any guest chefs, I've observed what they've done and taken everything in.
5 seconds, Andy. Andy, what about this one? What about this one? Quickly.
Got it.
You produced a beautiful dish.
Thank you. And the winner is Andy.
I've just gone from strength to strength with my cooking, and it's definitely showing on the plate.
That is brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely brilliant.
Andy, you're through to the top 6.
When Mum came down, it just hit home to me how much she wants me to be successful. If I win, I dare say it'll have a lot to do with my mum, who doesn't even know how to cook. To be here now, it's made me realise how much I do want it, and I'd be spewing if I went home without the title.
I always knew that for me to come down here to MasterChef, it's go hard or go home. For me, the longer I'm here, the more it's worthwhile and the more it's worth leaving my family behind.
My younger sister Katie is really excited for me.
Good job. I applied to MasterChef because, for me, it was the route to realising my food dream. I want a cake shop. I've said that right from the beginning.
They are absolutely delicious.
Loads of complexity going on.
And a bit of sparkle.
I have been in 10 eliminations. I know I can cook. I know I'm staying. It's a very good game face. It's not going to crack.
Julia, you're safe. You live to fight another day.
If I can win MasterChef 2012, it will definitely be the proudest achievement of my life because it will be the one that I have fought the hardest for. I am gonna cry. I came here determined not to cry on TV. I was so excited to see Justin, my husband. When he walked through those doors, I very nearly wanted to walk out.
I'm scared because a big part of me wants to go home. And I don't like giving up. I hate giving up. I don't give up on things.
Being in the final three is the best vindication for everything I've given up to be here, all the eliminations I've gotten through, you know, the tears when I swore I wouldn't cry. To me, if I didn't try with everything I had to stay here in MasterChef and to win, then it's not worth the sacrifice. I can't stop shaking. My hands are going, my legs are going.
Three of us, we've got to crank out amazing dishes to show how far we've come, and it's the last chance.
Don't wait for me, girls.
Come on.
It finally hits me. You're actually in the finale, man. Don't wait for me, girls.
Come on.
What's inside? Walking into the MasterChef kitchen, I see all the past contestants and I can just feel all the love.
It finally hits me. You're actually in the finale, man. That is a very, very, very special feeling.
Welcome to the MasterChef Grand Finale. Everything has led to this. Andy, Julia, Audra, your courageous, creative cooking has brought you this far. Here you stand, a breath away from being the next MasterChef. You get $100,000. You get a book deal, and you'll be given work experience in some of Australia's best restaurants.
Well, never before have we ever had a grand finale with 3 contestants in it. Now, the MasterChef title is going to be decided over 3 rounds. Round 1 is a ripper. You're going to cook an entree.
Seems all right.
How hard can it be? But not just one entree. Together, you guys need to cook over 100 entrees.
Wow. You know, you've cooked for lots of people before. You've done restaurants, you've fed a village, you've done a wedding. Today's different. Because today, the customers that are coming in here know you and know your food intimately. And their expectations, given the 3 of you, are gonna be high. Today, you are feeding MasterChef fans. In less than 3 hours, they'll burst through those doors, and you better be ready for them.
How's this going to work? We've zoned this space, so there's effectively 3 little restaurants. You're all going to cook 1 hot entree for 35 people each. You can cook what you like. You have access to the pantry. You've got 3 hours to do your prep, and you have half an hour to do service.
Now, to plate up 35 entrees on your own would be very difficult. So we're going to give you a little bit of help and allow you to pick 2 of your MasterChef colleagues to help you plate up under your instructions in that 30 minutes of service.
So, Julia, you know who you're going to pick out?
I do.
I thought you might. Come on then. Who's it going to be?
First pick is Mindy.
Oh, Mindy. There you go.
Thank you.
Good stuff. And Julia?
Second?
Second pick.
Kylie, please come down.
Audra, who's going to be your first pick?
I'm going to have to go with people who are quick and also really good with plating up. It's TK and Amina.
Andy, let me guess who you're going to choose.
First one's obviously Benny.
Second pick.
Next, I would love to pick Emma, but I think she's going to be an absolute
I'm going to be too busy
mess.
crying for you.
So, Bowie, come down. We've worked together. The boys! The boys! Bang.
Well, the stage is set, and plater-uppers, you better be on the ball.
This is the first round of the finale. We want to see how far you've come. This first dish needs to be spectacular. We'll be scoring each of your dishes out of 10 points. That's a total of 30 points for the 3 of us. If you score the least, you're gone. Out of the finale, no longer a chance to become the next MasterChef.
While the judges are in there judging your food, I'm going to be out here keeping an eye on you and making sure you get all that food out. It is like a restaurant. It is like a service. That first dish has to be exactly the same as the last dish that comes off that pass.
Andy, Julia, Audra, you've got 3 hours to produce this beautiful entree. Bring it on, and your time starts now.
This is going to be a really tough challenge, I think. I'm going with Asian cooking because I know exactly where my strengths are. Like everybody else, I've got my eye on that goal and I want to win it.
No matter what, I'm going to cook something that's going to test me. I want to push the boundaries, I want to push my skills, but cooking an entree for all those MasterChef fans, far out. Why do they do it to us?
Whoever wins MasterChef this year has to be an all-rounder. I can cook savouries and I can cook desserts, and I think I do both of them quite well. I'm here to win and to be so close, and to lose right now, it's not going to happen.
Straight up, I'd love this to be the best cooking that we've seen in the competition so far. What do you want to see them cook?
I want to see them play to their strengths. I want to see them use everything that they've learned, you know, over the last couple of months, and it to be a dish about who they are and their journey.
So with that said, what would you expect Audra to do?
It's got to be something using her skill with spices. It's got to be something with her skill with Asian flavours.
I think this plays to Andy's strength. I'm really confident he's going to put up a great dish. His plating, his knowledge, his experience, his skills have just gone through the roof. And I think if he comes up with a good idea, believe me, he'll nail it and he'll do a brilliant job. I think the person that's going to struggle is Julia. Even though she's our dessert expert and she does know her savoury dish, she's cooked some great ones. Under this kind of pressure, this really puts you under the spotlight.
Smells great, Audra.
How you feeling, Andy? Going good?
Going good, mate.
Good man.
Today I'm going to be cooking a seared piece of tuna with confit fennel, cauliflower and squid ink puree, and an apple and radish salad. For my squid ink and cauliflower puree, it's as simple as chopping the cauliflower as finely as I can, putting that in a pan, covering it with milk, a low simmer until it's tender, and then adding some squid ink until you get a deep black colour. The competition's all about my growth, and if I go and do something mediocre, that's going to show up on the plate.
Andy, how you going?
Good, mate.
Finale, how are the nerves?
Nerves are all right.
What I love about the dish, I have to say, the elements are the sort of elements that actually go quite well together.
Yep.
Only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the cauliflower squid ink and how that will actually taste with all the other flavours.
I've taken risks this whole competition, but if my squid ink and cauliflower puree doesn't work, I'm out, I'm gone.
Okay, I gotta get this in. The entree I'm preparing today is eggnet, maho, sambal prawns, and tamarind dressing.
Smells good?
Yeah, it's great. Maho is a Thai dish. It translates into galloping horses. Essentially, it's a nutty, sweet, sour flavour with some minced pork and minced chicken. The pressure points for my dish really is getting all the elements up. There's a lot to go in, so I really have to push on.
Come on, babe. Keep working like the wildfire. Come on.
Julia.
George?
What's the dish?
I'm going to sous vide a fillet of beef with some sautéed turnips, spinach and parsley puree, sweet potato crisps, and I've forgotten something. Oh, horseradish creme fraiche.
Okay. Sounds like a main course.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sounds like something I'd have for Sunday lunch.
I'm slicing it quite thinly, and it's going to be dressed together on the plate with a little bit of the creme fraiche.
Okay. Yeah. What's up?
You don't like it?
I'm just I'm trying in my head...
Get your entree brain round.
Get my head around it. How do I make that... Because as soon as if I read that on the menu, I'd be going, the chef's made maybe a mistake. They've put the main course
with the
into
entree.
the entrees.
To me, it's definitely more entree than main, but it's a cheeky dish. That's what I want. I want my food to be thought-provoking, and that's what's going to end up on the plate today.
First round of the grand finale, and 1 hour before 100 guests come wandering in to taste your food. Let's go!
Let's go! Come on, girls and boys.
Come on, Julia, shuffle, babe, shuffle.
Come on, Rod.
Hour to go before 100 customers fill this beautiful restaurant. Bit scary, really, isn't it?
I see some kinks in the armour.
Gorman, first up.
First up, Andy.
Yes.
You know, a lot on the plate. You know, tuna crusted, little apple radish salad, to me is nice and refreshing. Then we've got a cauliflower and squid ink puree. Now, to me, it kind of
It's a bit of an odd combination. Funny thing for me is I think I'd leave that cauliflower puree nice and clean and white.
Yes.
And if I was going to use squid ink, then use it in a different way.
Absolutely.
Can I say, but he's not our biggest warrior right now.
No,
I
he's
think
not.
Julia in the middle. I'm struggling to get a concept around the idea of doing a beef starter.
I think she's lost.
Especially
Straight
beef
up.
fillet.
I think she's freaked out and she's trying to show as much technique as possible by sous videing it and making a stock, and it's gone all wrong.
But what about Audra at the end there?
I love it. I love the sound
Sounds
of that,
good, doesn't
it? But it needs to be a hot entree. I question whether it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, with an hour to go, we're going to find out very, very soon who's in it and who's not.
Gotta keep going.
Come on, keep the momentum up, darling.
I look over to my mise en place and I've done so much, but then there's still more to do. Gotta start with the eggnet.
Beautiful, Audra.
Mate, that's a strong egg net you've got there. You can go catch fish with it.
The pressure points for the egg nets is really, you want to get them really thin, but you also need to get the egg batter to the right consistency.
Oh, my Lord.
Dad.
I've got to do 40 of these, so this is pretty crucial that I don't break them.
That's a dud.
Yeah, chuck that one out.
Chuck that.
Aud, move faster, babe. You can do this fast. I know that you can move faster than that.
Oh, come on.
The most exciting technique for me to use today is I'm cooking the beef sous vide. And sous vide means the beef is placed in a vacuum-sealed packet and cooked in a water bath at a controlled temperature. It is a bit of a risky choice for me because I haven't cooked with the big thermocirculator before. So that's equipment that's a little bit new and, you know, something could go wrong. If my meat isn't right, then I don't have a chance.
Darling, they're fine. Leave them alone. Come over to these turnips.
If you weren't nervous, think about this. Your 100 MasterChef fans are about to walk through the door and in 10 minutes, service starts.
Come on, Andy. 10 minutes till doors open and I am totally stressed out. I'm well behind in my prep now. If service starts and I have my prep done, I am so in trouble.
Man, are you serious?
There is a lot to do in this dish.
Darling, you better start moving, huh?
There's no way to be ready in time for service. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be mammoth.
Watch the fingers.
And then I hear George scream.
Here they come!
People started coming through the door and I'm going, oh my God, they keep coming.
Keep going, don't get distracted. Just keep going.
It's quite exhilarating and it's a bit intimidating. It really put it into perspective for me that I can't slow down. I have to get cooking.
The line doesn't stop. These are all fans of MasterChef. They've watched the show and they have really high expectations. So, man, this is tough.
Nothing focuses the mind more than seeing 100 customers walk into your restaurant at once. Kitchen assistants, commie chefs, come down and get ready to help your cooks.
Just be confident in yourself, mate. You can smash this.
Looking good, Andy. Looking real good.
The only thing I'm worried about with service is how to cook the tuna. I want it to have a nice crust on the outside, but be dead raw in the middle.
Ah. You have 1 minute to go to finish your prep before service starts.
Let it rest, babe.
Yeah, I am. 1 minute to go, I start tossing my prawns. I meant to do this during service, but I'm gonna try and give myself as much time as I can.
How's it looking? Good.
10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, your 3 hours of mise en place is up.
Oh, Jesus.
Your 30 minutes of service time starts now.
Come on, Andy.
So we have the prawns here as well and the crispy skin.
Thank you both so much for helping.
My pleasure.
The service for me is the most exciting part of the day. It's when I work with 2 of my great mates. I trust the boys to nail this. What it's going to be, smear tuna on the diagonal there, confit on top, 3 pieces of apple, then 3 pieces of radish standing on the apple, and then dress it with the dressing.
My role with service is nice and simple. Take orders from Andy and do exactly what he tells me to do. And he likes telling me what to do, but this time I'll actually listen.
Follow me now, Bo.
Yep. Tuna?
Yep.
Want me to follow Bo with fennel?
Yep. Come on, boys, we've got to get through this. Waiters, these can go.
Let's have fun, mate. Let's have fun.
Come on, Julia. Come on, bombshells, let's go.
I'm definitely nervous cooking the beef. You know, this is the real sort of gut-wrenching moment.
All right, Julia, let's bring it over, baby.
Mate,
Start
get
slicing.
going. Yep. Got about 20 minutes. We need to get some plates out to you.
None of the dishes have gone out yet, but that's okay because the meat has to rest.
It's got to rest. Yeah, but that is long enough. You need
to
to get it out. We're going to run out of plating time. Let's go, let's go.
Cut into the fillet, I'm sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, what if it's overcooked?
Perfection. Good girl, let's go, 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 go.
It's pink, it's juicy, and I'm just over the moon. It's come out exactly how I wanted it to.
So what I'm thinking, slight smear across here.
Yep.
Then these guys on top. 1, 2, 3 bits of beef. I've tasted all the elements of the dishes I've been cooking and I'm really happy. The vision in my head is coming across on the plate and I know it's all going to work together. Oh, it's stunning, guys. I love it.
What you guys need to do is take a bunch of it.
The entree is a salad, so majority of the elements are kind of room temperature, but the prawns should be reasonably hot because it's just come out of a hot pan.
2 prawns. Nick goes over, side. Okay.
I have got probably twice as many ingredients as both the other guys have, but it's the sort of food that I love cooking. I couldn't possibly cook anything else.
Try and get it all the way in the middle.
It's just collapsing. Shivers. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Plating up is incredibly tense. There are so many elements to Audra's dish. Trying to pile that salad up and to get the other bits and pieces on top of it, it is a bit of a mess.
Guys, come on, let's go, yes? Plates are ready, let's start going out there. These ones ready to go, Audra?
Yes. Oh, hang on a sec.
Audra, you've got to get a better system happening here. Let
Yep.
it flow along.
It's really messy. No. I'll show you what to do.
Need more egg nets, Audra.
I can't go any faster with people screaming in my ear.
Is that how you want it, Audra?
Oh my God, am I going to be able to do this?
Audra, I need more salad,
TK?
please.
Yeah. I got it, guys. Just let me be for a tick.
I just want to be very, very clear.
Yep.
6 dishes have gone out.
Yes.
You've got the other 29 to go out in 15 minutes.
15 minutes to go, and I'm going to have to rock through this at the speed of lightning.
Audra,
garnish.
That's it? Okay.
We're just rushing it. It's really hard to plate up because it's a salad and it's just falling everywhere in the plate.
Doing really well, guys. They look amazing. Go. Go.
10 minutes left. You've got about 15 more dishes to go, yeah?
Yep.
Under the pump, Julia. Get them working, chef.
Presentation for this dish definitely has to be beautiful. That's, you know, the whole part of the play on it being like a main, but it's being a salad as an entree. So I know that Mindy and Kylie are going to be delicate with their plating, and that's something that I'm going to check up on them with because it's vital to my dish.
Beautiful. Keep it coming.
That looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really pretty. I'm really pleased that she's managed to take what seemed to be main course elements, sweet potato, turnip, parsley puree, horseradish beef, and turn it into what is a really pretty little dish.
In my mind, I didn't think it was going to be presented like this.
Yeah.
It looks wonderful.
Let's tuck in.
That is an absolutely banging dish. Beef is so juicy, so tender, so succulent. That's a restaurant quality dish, love it.
She's hit the nail on the head. I mean, only a couple of flavours, but those flavours work so beautifully. Who said a pastry cook can't cook, you know, savoury dishes?
Yeah, it's a lovely combination of something crisp, something warm and juicy, which is the beef, those little pockets of horseradish cream, and of course that parsley puree. But across the board, it could just do with a little bit more seasoning and a little bit more punch in the flavours.
Right, let's
score it.
All good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
all good.
not many to go?
No.
Have you tasted it?
I love it. I'm so happy with how the boys are going. The plates look immaculate and they look amazing.
It's a big starter, all that tuna. And the question I'm going to ask is there going to be enough garnish to be able to get through all that tuna? It looks good. Does it taste good?
I think he's put himself out on a limb. I think cauliflower and squidding puree I thought was going to be a disaster, and in fact, it actually tastes delicious. It's lovely and smooth. It's got that nice little hint of squid ink on it, and I think it goes well with the tuna.
It challenges you. You go, that cauliflower and squid ink puree isn't going to work. Yet it does. All those flavours are very complementary. I think that's a very sophisticated dish.
There's nothing wrong with the combination here. I just feel it needs to be zipped up a bit more. Shall we score Andy's dish?
Yep.
You got the green garnish,
Audra, 5 seconds.
Yeah, let's go.
4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, Audra, stop.
Go. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm really hoping not serving up a hot entree is not going to be my undoing. I need to win this, and I really want this so badly.
I like it. I like it. Look at that. Nice.
Well, that is a wonderful, fresh
love
looking
it.
entree. Smells fantastic.
Yeah,
you know, it looks like it's got all those textures we're looking for. My question is, this is supposed to be a hot entree.
Yeah.
If I've ordered a hot entree, that looks to me like a salad. The prawns are mildly warm, but everything else is cold. So I'm starting to question hot entree, cold entree.
Yeah. I think we should tuck in and see what it tastes like. Wow, there's a chili kick in there, isn't there? I love the textures and the freshness of everything that she's put on the plate. You know, I love the peanuts, I love the maho, I love the coriander and the sambal all together. I think it's really wonderful, and it's making me salivate like crazy. I want to polish the rest of the plate off.
It's definitely not a hot entree, but it's definitely hot.
Yeah.
It's spicy on my lips. She's cooked those prawns beautifully. They are juicy and succulent. As a salad, it is wonderful.
This is the best of what Audra brings.
This is really tasty.
This is texture, this is balance, so many flavours, beautiful execution.
Shall we score Audra's dish?
Well, I think the first round lived up to the expectation we all had for it. 3 great dishes.
Yeah.
A lot to think about. Obviously, what we've got to look at is we asked for a warm entree, we asked for consistency across those 35 plates, and we asked for Julia and Andy in order to show us everything they've learned in their time in the MasterChef kitchen. But only 2 can go forward in the competition. 1 has to go home.
The 3 of us felt one specific thing today watching the 3 of you cook. We were proud. It's a wonderful thing to get this far. And regardless of whatever the result is, you did yourselves proud.
Thanks.
Thanks, George.
We have in our hands the results of the first round of the grand finale for 2012. And the results will determine simply this: which 2 of you go through to the next round in this year's grand finale. Audra, you're first. I scored your dish 8 out of 10. I love your cooking. I love the texture, I love the flavour, I love the chilli, I love the sweetness, the sourness. I wish I could cook food like that, and I think I'll practice more. Well done.
Thank you, Gary.
Audra, I scored your dish a 7 out of 10.
Audra, I scored your dish 7 out of 10. I love those big, bold flavours you bring us. I love that kind of 4th of July fireworks kind of display that your food always is, of texture and of flavours. But you used a lot of salad ingredients, you lose a lot of cold elements. And so when the plate hit the diners, for me, it was a salad. So, Audra, your score for round 1 is 22 points.
Julia, I scored your dish a 7 out of 10. Julia, it was a good dish. It was tasty, it was pretty, but I wanted more bang for my buck. I lacked a little bit of seasoning across the board. You put a touch of salt in that parsley puree and just would have popped it out.
Julia, I scored your dish a 9 out of 10. I loved it. I loved it because it was simple ingredients and you put them together beautifully. Well done.
Thank you.
Julia, in order to guarantee yourself a place in the next 2 rounds, you need a 7 or more from me. Julia, I loved it. It was elegant, it spoke of true flavours, and I just loved it.
Thank you.
Are you ready, Andy?
Yes, Gary.
I scored your dish 7 out of 10. Loved your dish, I love your style. Tuna was beautifully cooked. Each component on the dish, absolutely spot on. But the balance of those components in the tuna, for me, was a bit out of whack.
Yep.
Andy, I scored your dish an 8 out of 10. What you gave us was a challenging dish, and I love that. I love that it's challenging. I do question one thing. The tuna was just a little bit big and lumpy on the plate.
Mm-hmm. Andy, that's 15 points. You need an 8 or more in this little black book here to go through to the next round and have a chance of becoming Australia's next MasterChef. Andy, I scored your dish an 8 out of 10.
Audra, I'm really sorry. You will not be Australia's next MasterChef. But know this, that you are an absolutely brilliant cook. And what's most impressive about you, and I'm going to say it straight up, is I think from day one you've given us some absolutely beautiful dishes and you've just knocked them out of the park all the way through this competition. And you're an absolute dynamo.
Thank you all so much. I've had a wild trip. I mean, it's been up and down like a yo-yo, roller coaster, lots of tears. Apron, 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 apron. I think every single challenge has been a moment. I loved every bit of it.
Well done.
Audra.
The camaraderie that I've made, the friends I've made for life in this competition, and the support I've been given by everyone. Everything's been great, and I'm going to talk about it for years to come. Sensei, hi! So thank you all so much. Everyone's been just wonderful.
Well done. Andy, Julia, you are our two MasterChef Grand Finalists for 2012. Let's have a look at the scores at the end of round one. Andy, you're sitting on 23 points. Julia, you're sitting on 25 points. Question is, can you keep the lead on Andy?
Definitely.
Well, the scoreboard's been set. I think it's time to bring on round two. Round two is a classic, an invention test. There is no core ingredient. But we ask for one thing. A main course that could potentially be Australia's national dish.
What is Australia's national dish? What does it reflect? Does it reflect who you are as people and how you feel as Australians? Bring us a story, the reason why you put those ingredients in that way on that plate.
There are so many things that pop into my head. What does it mean to be Australian? What is Australian food? I think of how multicultural our nation is. I think of native ingredients, and the list just keeps going and going in my head.
Gee, it's a big ask, isn't it?
When I think of an Australian iconic dish, I definitely think seafood straight away. But it has to be really modern and something that the judges will go, wow.
Well, the rules. Free reign of the pantry, 90 minutes to cook that dish that encapsulates our Australia. Loving the looks on your faces.
Bit of
There's
fear.
a bit of gravitas, and there should be. Because if you look up at that scoreboard, Andy, you got a bit of work to do. Julia, you got a lead to preserve. Are you ready?
Yep.
Your 90 minutes starts now.
There's absolutely no doubt in the world that Julia can beat me, but at the same time...
There's no way I'm going down without a fight.
Well, I'm so competitive that I just want to win.
On the surface, it seems so simple. A main course in 90 minutes to encapsulate Australia. George, what would you do?
Either you go the whole native route and use, things like barramundi, yabby, zabaloni, that is native to our country.
It's a bit daunting cooking a savoury dish against Andy, particularly a main. Andy's so good with his protein, but you know what? I'm in it to win it.
I think what I'd really love to see is the use of something Australian in terms of, a herb, a seed. Something like lemon myrtle is a wonderful flavouring. Even using a wattle seed or a fruit would be a really clever idea.
Come on, girlie, you can do it. What are you making, Andy?
Leave him alone. Come on, Rook.
Today I'm going to make a modern seafood basket. If you've never eaten a fisherman's basket or a seafood basket, you're probably not Australian, so... I'm going to definitely use a flathead tail, some oysters, some marron, and I can't go past using the abalone.
Julia, loads of butter. You're just trying to appeal to our baser instincts, are you? What do you make?
Perhaps. I'm making a smoked rack of lamb with lemon myrtle fondant potatoes.
What makes this about Australia for you?
Because when I think about Australia Day, I think about lamb. I think about meat and 3 veg, which is something that I grew up on.
Is it inventive enough?
I think it is.
I'm not sure that this is going to do it. I'm not sure. I need to be convinced.
This is round 2 of the MasterChef finale. I have 90 minutes to cook an Australian dish. Matt's worried that my dish isn't fancy enough, and I can see where he's coming from. Andy has a king's ransom worth of seafood at his bench. I love my dish, and you know, he might not be 100% sold. I will sell it to him later on, and this is the finale. I want to cook the food that I would like to eat, and this is something that I'd love to eat.
20 minutes down, darling.
Thank you.
I've grown up living with the ocean, fishing, spearfishing, surfing, and that's why, for my iconic Australian dish, I'm going to cook a modern seafood basket. The first thing I do is get onto my beurre blanc reduction. I chop shallots, sweat them down, add some vinegar and white wine and reduce that right down. I'm going to add cold butter to that and some oysters and blitz that up to make my oyster emulsion. The oyster emulsion will basically tie the whole dish together.
Crank up that heat, baby. Let's get going, Julia. Come on, Julia, baby, work fast.
I'm smoking the lamb because I want to show more technique, and also bushfires are such a big part of Australian history, and when I was growing up there were bushfires on our property, and when I have that smell, that's what it brings back, and so I want to convey that on my plate today.
Oh, I can smell that smoke. It smells amazing.
I should probably be concerned that I'm smoking meat for the first time in the finale, but if I'm not going to try, then what am I here for?
Beautiful.
This is an invention test. I'm trying to cook the lamb 2 different ways to get 2 different layers of flavour into it.
All right, next task, yeah?
It might not succeed for me, but I can't just sit here and grill lamb chops.
Righto. Let's do this. Oh.
Oh. Stop. See the side close to your thumb?
Yep.
You want to run the blade between the meat and the shell down there and just keep cutting and you'll feel it pop off. There you go.
I think Ben's more stressed than Andy. You get the vibe from him that he's just sort of churning inside. He wants to yell out help and instruction, but he knows that Andy's focused and he can do it himself.
So I basically only want that disc, yeah, Benny?
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
That's all I want, because I'm just going to freeze it, shave it, and then egg and breadcrumb it.
We've tasted delicious entrees. Now we're looking for Aussie mains. You've got 45 minutes to go.
I really want to do well with this dish. I want another 9, and now I'm thinking about scores, and it's definitely starting to stress me out.
Where are my tongs?
Just go for it, baby. Don't worry about a bit of mess, as long as it gets on the meat.
My inspiration for the crumb that's going on the lamb is sort of an Australian dukkha. I've got sesame seeds, I've got coriander and cumin, but the main flavours for me is going to be the lemon myrtle, some lemon zest and macadamia.
20 minutes, guys.
Oh, fisherman's basket. I love the idea of this. It's fantastic, isn't it? Isn't it Australian, though? I think it's English, fisherman's basket.
Come on.
Fisherman's basket.
What pub you go to?
Champion
In
basket.
Australia,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't get a
Pub.
fisherman's basket.
Pub. See, from Britain to Australia, fisherman's basket.
The judges are very good at making you second guess yourself.
I don't know, is there any...
Where's the colour? Where's the texture? Where's
pickled
the...
something?
Yeah.
I think they do it deliberately.
Some sort of vegetable, some sort of fruit. I don't know.
I was just going to have some fresh rocket. I just want to stick to my guns and plate up the dish that I envisioned in my head at the start when I was in the pantry.
Andy, mate, try to speed up a little, yeah?
Yep.
Seafood is one of those things that you need to put time and care and love into when you're cooking it. If he overcooks one little thing, that's probably going to be the thing that brings him down.
This is definitely starting to make me nervous. All the prep time in the last hour and 10 lead up to this moment, and I have to get all the fish, all the abalone, all the marron cooked exactly perfect, otherwise the judges are going to take me to school.
It is all about the scores, and there's only 2 points between you. You have 15 minutes to go. What's going on? Is it all coming to plan? Is it all working out?
Lamb's in the oven. It's been smoked. I've got the crust on it.
Yep.
I just need to get everything on the plate, and I want time to plate today. I don't want to be rushed at the end.
The lamb, I noticed you didn't seal it off. You smoked it, but then you didn't caramelise it.
No, because it's got the crust on it.
Not worried about rendering the fat, because that will cook a little bit blonde. You know that, don't you? Yeah.
Come on, darling, start getting organised for plating.
10 minutes to go and I take my lamb out of the oven. It should be cooked by now and I can feel it. It's quite plump and I know it's too rare, so it's going back in the oven.
Yeah. Don't let me forget the grill's on.
If I don't win today because of my lamb, it will be the most expensive piece of meat I have ever cooked.
You're doing so well, Julia. Keep it up.
At the start, we always wonder whether these ideas are going to come together. Well, they're doing just that. 5 minutes to go.
Come on, mate. I'm definitely worried that I haven't left myself enough plating time. Plating something that I've prided myself on the last few weeks, and I don't want it to slip.
Come on, Andy.
I'm looking over at Andy and he's starting to plate up. I can get everything else onto my plate, but the lamb has to rest. I'm worried that I'm running out of time.
Come on, Julia. Beautiful.
Not in there, not in there, not in there. Hey? Don't put the ab on top of that. Put that underneath this for the shell to sit on. You know what I mean?
I just can't get it right. I don't know if I've got the wrong plate or I don't have enough elements or I've got too many elements. To me, it's just not fitting right on the plate.
It's all right, you can do it, Andy.
Go, babe, move. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
2 minutes to go and I have to get this lamb on the plate. If this lamb isn't cooked, I could be waving the MasterChef title goodbye.
Oh, that's cutting like butter.
Quite pink. I'm hoping that it's just cooked enough for the judges, but there is a little sinking feeling in my stomach too.
From Byron Bay to Broome, from St Kilda to King's Cross, bring us a dish that speaks of this southern land.
You got a straight 1 minute left.
Come on, mate.
I'm just frantically trying to piece together the puzzle to make it look like a complete dish. I don't know if I'm going to get it done, but here I go.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right. Well done, guys.
I'm the first person to admit I'm a perfectionist, and I don't know, it's just for the finale, I don't know if it's good enough. I hate that it might not be good enough.
I've laid it out on a plate, nice and delicate, but there's just something that isn't right with my dish.
Pressure does funny things, and no more so than in the finale. Let's hope that it hasn't got to you. Let's hope that your idea of creating a new national dish has given us some brilliant food. We can't wait to taste. We'll see you in the restaurant.
Julia,
George.
what's a dish?
The dish is a crusted rack of lamb with vegetables. I've got carrots, fondant potato, zucchini and asparagus.
One of the criteria is bring us something Australian, inspired by our country. Why?
This dish is my Australia because there's so many memories of my childhood and my present time, you know, interwoven through it. I grew up on a property and my mum has a property now, and, you know, I'll go up there and we'll go and weed the bushes, and she's got lemon myrtle and, you know, jacarandas and natives, and there's just so many things that come together in that I wanted to convey to you on the plate.
Thank you.
We'll taste. See you later. I actually think that looks really pretty, and I think in terms of what she's telling us, the story, the idea that lamb is Australian, that meat and 3 vegetables, that's her Australia, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I know we've seen lamb a lot in this competition, but I still think that she showed us some great technique. She's roasted the carrots, she's made these little fondants, I think, where she's put some lemon myrtle, she's cooked zucchini in a couple of different ways. Big problem I have is that lamb is so undercooked.
I think it looks spectacular.
Yeah.
And I love this sort of toasty crust over the top. What I don't like is some of that fat just hasn't been caramelised,
Yeah.
and that's because she's put the crust straight on top of the fat and put it in the oven rather than seal it off and render that fat down, then put the crust on at the end.
But the make or break is whether or not we can eat that lamb.
Shall we find out?
Gee, those potatoes.
How good's that potato?
Right.
The potato's delicious.
Gee, those carrots are good too. There's no real getting around the fact that she's undercooked the lamb, although when I cut that lamb in half and I look at the cutlet, her mistake is not that she's not given it enough time in the oven, but she's not given it enough time to rest.
Yep.
If she hadn't have cut it, we wouldn't have been criticising it the same way, because when you cut that cutlet in half, it's managed to rest through to a point that is acceptable.
Love the fondant potatoes. You know, we caramelise them, right?
Yeah.
And this is such a classic, real way of doing a
yes,
fondant potato
wonderful.
in butter and stock. How good is that? It's perfect.
George?
Yep.
It's an invention test. Is this an inventive dish?
No. Time to school.
Look at that. Tell us what the dish is.
I've done pan-roasted flathead tails, egg and breadcrumb abalone, marron, and I've also got a fresh oyster there, and I've done an oyster emulsion.
I thought I sensed a little bit of disappointment when you played it up. You looked at it.
I wanted
I
an
know when
extra-
you look happy.
Yep.
And you didn't look happy to me.
I wanted an extra 2 minutes. I actually like the look of all the main elements. It's the garnishes I'm not really happy
So
with.
the little leaves.
Yeah, it's just a little, I wouldn't say clumsy, but it's just not how I'd actually want it.
Andy, it sounds like you're worried by how you performed today and by the dish. Does it scare you that you're 2 points behind and you need to catch Julia?
Man, I've played in some basketball games where we've been down by 20 with a quarter and a half to go and we've come back, so it's not over till you guys hand that check to Julia, so.
Andy, this dish was all about, to use George's words, encapsulating Australia. Give us a sense of what this dish means to you.
It springs back to my childhood. It springs back to me and my old man, 2 k's off the coast of Fingal Bay, bottom fishing for flathead and getting a bag full, coming home and cooking them up. It was a no-brainer for me.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I love the look of this. I wasn't convinced by it, wasn't convinced by the shells on the plate, but now it's in front of me. Now I can smell it. It's just Australian seaside. It's you know, it's every seaside town you've been to. It's every quick pub meal you've been to, you know, on steroids.
I remember my first job in a pub was making fisherman's basket, but can I tell you, it wasn't fresh fish.
I bet it didn't look like this
And it
either.
didn't look like this. This looks spectacular. It's his modern take. It smells wonderful. I can't wait to taste.
Yum.
These are
Yum.
good.
How good is that abalone? And with that oyster emulsion, that's delicious.
Sauce is good, isn't it?
Really good.
I didn't think this was going to taste half as good as it does, but I think he's absolutely nailed it. He's cooked every single element of that seafood absolutely perfectly, and I love that beurre blanc. It's got the right amount of acidity, you know, it gives it punch, right amount of creaminess, and it's light enough to make it super modern and relevant.
I know what he means about the plating, because you don't immediately look at it and go, wow.
Yeah.
But, gee, once you start tasting it...
Right, guys, time to score Andy's dish.
Let's go and let them know. There's no doubt the grand finale is exhausting, and we can see it on your faces. We're only in round 2. Got one more to go, so you've got to keep up the energy, keep up the stamina, the determination. And it's inevitable, isn't it, that the confidence slips a little bit. You start to doubt yourself. Well, the results for round 2 are in these little folders. We judged you on taste, texture, balance of flavours. We judged you on whether or not this dish could be Australia's next national dish. Question is, have you done enough?
Julia, that was a beautiful looking dish. And we love the carrots, we love that macadamia nut crust, we loved that lemon myrtle fondant potato. But there's no escaping the fact that your lamb was undercooked.
Yep.
Andy, you questioned your plating, and so did we. But we loved your story, and your seafood was perfectly cooked.
A couple of points aren't that important, or are they? Andy, sitting on 23 points. That's 2 behind Julia at 25. This round could make or break the grand final. Julia, are you ready?
Yep, hit me.
Julia, I scored your dish 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I scored your dish 7 out of 10.
So expecting 5. Yeah.
Julia, were you expecting lower scores?
Yes, I thought I was going to get a 5. For me to put up undercooked lamb in the grand finale, I've just been kicking and kicking myself. So I'm happy with a 7, ironically enough.
Andy, that means if you want to take the lead, you've got to score 24 points or more. Have you done it?
Just tell me. Just get it over with. Tell me.
Andy, you brought us your version of a fisherman's basket. For that dish, I scored you 9 out of 10.
But I gave you a 9 out of 10. Delicious, delicious.
Andy, these guys are absolutely crazy as far as I'm concerned. I gave you a 10.
Oh,
Hang on, can I take that?
Hang on. There you go.
Saving that one.
Right, a quick scores recap. Julia, you've gone from being in the lead to now being behind.
I have.
So your total score at the end of round 2 is 46 points. And Andy, you've now got 51.
Hit the half century.
If I spend this last and final cook thinking about the 5 points that I want to get back, I'm going to have the wrong focus. So the hardest thing for me to do now is to just not think about that and continue and hope that I can regain that lead in the next round.
Wow. 2 rounds out of the way, grand finale, bring on round 3. Andy, entree for the first round, main course for the second round, third round.
Cheese platter, like Sam.
Any ideas?
I know it's going to be dessert. Bring it on. I mean, put anything in front of me. I'll give it a crack.
And you're up for it. Well, you're exactly right. You're going to be cooking a dessert.
Julia is a dessert queen. They could put anything in front of her and she'd smash it. So, hope 5 points is enough of a head start.
How do we feel about that, Julia?
Yeah, a bit better.
That 5-point gap?
Could be mine. Could be mine to
yours.
regain.
Julia will absolutely annihilate this dessert. Knowing her skills, she's got this one in the bag.
That title is so close you can almost taste it. And there is just one challenge standing between you and that title. So who to set it? It needs to be set by someone who's got a long career at the top of their game. It's good if we have someone who's a regular member of the MasterChef family. From Universal, Christine Manfield.
As soon as I see Christine Manfield, I'm packing it because last time she had so many complicated ingredients.
This is a pressure test to match the snow egg. This is a pressure test worthy of a grand finale. Christine, give us a little bit of a
clue?
A taster.
It looks deceptively simple, but be afraid. Be very afraid. So, Julia and Andy, are you ready for me to show you what you're up for today?
Let's do it.
The final dish you're cooking today in the MasterChef kitchen. The Gay Time Goes Nuts.
Wow.
That there is a posh gay time, can I tell you?
It's something that looks dead easy.
No, it doesn't.
It's very easy to eat, but the secret is what's hidden behind that biscuit.
Enjoy.
Just break.
When we crack into the Gay Time, I see 2 different types of ice cream. Little chocolate balls in the middle, bits of honeycomb, a caramel sauce. There's so many elements in this dish.
It's so good.
Haven't made honeycomb, haven't made an ice cream, haven't made caramel. That's the dessert in a nutshell, so I'm in trouble.
Now, there's a big problem at the moment, okay? The whole of Australia are licking their plasma screens, right? Trying to get an idea of what this thing tastes like.
It's layers and textures of caramel. Then I'm getting nuts and crunch.
It's like a gay time on roids. It's the best thing ever.
Well, enjoy this bit, because Christine's gonna plate one up. Pay attention.
Yep.
The honeycomb ice cream goes on the base with this, what we call Gay Time Gold Dust. Then the caramel ice cream, just stick it on top of the chocolate balls, and that's your chocolate crunch. The biscuit, okay, looks quite easy, but there's quite a lot of technical skill involved and processes in getting it to that fine sort of wafer stage. And then we're just going to top the ice cream with our caramel nuts. And then we just need a quenelle of the hazelnut chocolate mousse.
You make that look so easy.
There you have it. It's as easy as that.
Easy.
The both of you have smiles on your faces, and so do we, and so do all your friends up there. We all wish the two of you well. You've all got amazing skills, things that you've learnt on the way to lead you right here, right now. The finishing line is so close.
You'll be given 3 hours to prepare all the elements of your dish. After the MasterChef clock strikes 0, we'll give you time to assemble the elements of your dish before we taste. You're up for the challenge?
Yep.
Your time starts now.
Main desserts don't really mix. I do not have a sweet tooth at all. So my head's telling me, you're done, you're dusted, your 5 points is not going to be enough. But my game plan, read every single word 2 or 3 times. If I can do that, I should be able to put something up that I'm happy with.
I know I can make up those 5 points. I've just got to get into this dessert and smash it out. The first thing I do is to make the honeycomb. This has to go into the honeycomb ice cream later on, which goes on top of the gaytime dust on the bottom of the plate. I bring a combination of sugar, glucose and water to the boil, and then when it reaches the right temperature, I add the bicarbonate of soda.
Looks awesome, Julia. Come on, Julia, let's do it. That's really gorgeous.
The next thing I have to do is get on to making my ice cream. I've seen ice cream made many times, so I'm pretty familiar with the process, but I've never actually done it before. I make a simple creme anglaise by bringing milk and cream to the boil, then adding whisked egg yolks and sugar together, pouring that into the milk and cream.
Nice and clean, mate.
I was so clean.
I love the concentration in this room. 2 hours to go.
We're at the end of Series 4, and I mean, I can't think of a better challenge. You've got the dessert queen in Julia with absolutely the perfect dessert for her. It's delicate, it's finesse, it's exactly what she wanted. And you've got Andy, who, let's face it, is not a whiz at desserts, but he's got a 5-point lead.
He's been very disciplined in the way that he's approached this, you know, quite a daunting task, especially for someone that hasn't ever cooked dessert before.
And what it's going to come down to is, I think, the consistency of plating up at the end. We want 4 dishes and they all have to look perfect.
The next thing I've got to do is make my hazelnut mousse, and the biggest pressure point in the mousse is making it nice and light.
Oh, that's beautiful folding, Andy.
Kids got game.
I'm an absolute rookie at dessert. I haven't done any of it, so I have to concentrate.
The rook.
Andy the rook.
I finished my mousse and put it in the fridge, and I come back, and there's 2 gelatin leaves sitting on the bench. I've done it wrong. I forgot to put my gelatin in.
In what?
The mousse. The mousse isn't going to set without the gelatin leaves in it, so it's time to start again.
You'll be fine, Andy.
Julia's right behind me, and she's like the Terminator of desserts. And I'm pretty much in a firing line, so if I make one more mistake, I'm done. I am so lucky. I've got leftover anglaise, and I've got enough to make the mousse with, so all I have to do now is put in the gelatin, the melted chocolate, and then hopefully it turns out.
Nice and quick, Andy.
This smells like the best Nutella ever.
It looks delicious.
Julia, so you feeling confident?
I am, but I just don't want to leave room for error. So if anything's not right, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, you know, you've got to use that little bit of intuition, haven't you? And if it's not right,
Yeah.
you'll be kicking yourself later.
Yeah,
'Cause
there's
this
a
is
lot
cool
of pressure
dessert, isn't
today.
it?
But it's a cool dessert, and it's such a fantastic way to finish.
Yeah.
I'm finishing on a sweet.
Got to make you happy.
It does.
All right, good stuff. See you soon.
Thank you.
Andy?
G'day.
I'm loving the fact that you got a bit of sweat on your brow.
Yeah, as soon as I realised that I forgot the gelatin, it all started to pour out.
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
So in terms of the jobs that you've knocked over, for example, the honeycomb, you know, right colour,
Yeah.
looks nice and
Nice and
aerated.
holy, yeah.
Yeah, which is really good. And it's not as easy as it looks. You ever made honeycomb before?
No way. Haven't made ice cream, haven't made honeycomb, haven't made a caramel.
Look on the bright side, honestly, if you manage to absolutely nail this dessert, how good
It's
are
going
you
to
gonna
feel pretty good. It's
pretty
going to feel
damn
pretty good.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Andy, Julia, smell the sweetness in the air. This is the grand finale, and you've only got 45 minutes to go.
As I'm pouring the mousse into the plastic containers, I'm not 100% happy with it. There's a tiny little few lumps in the mousse, and I'm thinking just something's gone wrong.
Christine, can I ask a question? I'm not happy with the consistency.
Yeah, see how you've got little lumps?
Yeah.
You haven't dissolved the gelatin.
Do you think I should do it again?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. This is a nightmare. I have to make my mousse again, but I also really need to move on because there is so much to do.
It's okay, Julia. Andy did his again too, so...
Yeah, that's a difficult mousse.
Righto. The next component to the dish is the chocolate collar wafers, and this surrounds all the ice cream. Add chocolate, making a homogeneous paste. Righto. I look at the recipe for the wafers and I am overwhelmed straight away. It is very technical. But then I break it down, it's not too bad. It's pretty much like making a chocolate caramel.
That looks good, Andy. Yum.
Oh, look at that. Once it's set, I break it up with a mortar and pestle into small bits and whiz it right up till it's a fine powder. I sieve it over a template to make it really, really fine layer. Place it onto a hot tray, which will then melt down the toffee again. And while it's hot, I need to ply it around a sauce bottle to make the shape of the cylinder.
Come on, fancy pants.
This is probably the most difficult part of the recipe, and I know my biggest problem is going to be shaping the twill. And I need delicate, delicate fingers for this.
Am I going to annoy you if I get in close?
You're kidding, aren't you? Of all the times for Gary to come over.
Come on, go on, give it a go.
Well done, Rook.
That looks good, no? No?
Sorry.
Love it. There's a lift in the room, and that's because the end is nigh. 15 minutes to go.
Come on, Julia, let's go.
That's enough. Fast, fast, fast. Move, move, move.
I was quite confident before, but now I'm not. It took me 20 minutes to remake my mousse. So now I've fallen behind. Okay. To make these wafers, it's about finding the perfect moment to roll the sugar up into the cylinder when it's not too hot and not too cold.
Nice one, Julia.
The first cylinder I make looks great, but it's just so hard to get the right temperature on the baking tray from the oven. It's not good enough.
Is the other one okay? Try the other one.
I'm trying to roll the cylinders on the pan, and the pan's too hot. It's keeping them just a little bit too liquid to roll. So what I'm trying to do is to take the mat off, give it 2 seconds to cool, and then roll the cylinders back up.
Roll. Come on, Julia.
As I'm rolling up a cylinder, I hear a little crack. Shit. Okay.
You can do it.
Good spot.
No. It's cracked. Oh my God. I'm just getting more and more frustrated. I just don't know if I'm going to get these wafers done. They're all beautifully thin, but they're cracking. I just think, how is it that Andy has his done and I'm struggling with mine?
Perfect.
Come on, one, Andy.
The chocolate collars are actually somehow going okay. I've got the knack of it now. I've pumped out 8 and only one's broke.
This is your last cook in the MasterChef kitchen, and you've only got 5 more minutes.
She's going to have to hurry.
Go through a checklist, make sure you got everything.
5 minutes to go and I grabbed my caramel just to give it a mix and make sure it's still all right, and my worst fears have come true. My caramel's split. Is that split just sitting there?
Yeah, it has.
There's no way I've got time to do more. There's only 5 minutes to go.
Think about it.
What are you going to do? Have a think.
I have to nail every single element on this plate, otherwise it's a disaster. How long have I got?
Like 3 minutes.
Hey?
3.
So bring in mayonnaise back, add a little bit of water and re-emulsify, so try that.
Well, it took about down to the wire. Andy's fixing his caramel. Julia's still making collars. You got 1 minute to go.
Oh, no.
These two are going to work.
They're going to work. Come on.
They're going to work.
My pans are either too hot or not hot enough from the oven, and there's so much noise from people yelling above.
Come on, Julia. That's it.
Keep it flat. Take it off the grease.
I just wish they would all just be silent and let me do this calmly.
Julia, zen, okay? Zen.
If I was doing this calmly, I'm sure I could nail it, but as it is, I'm just flustered.
This is it! The last 10 seconds! 9!
Come on, Andy!
8! 7! 6!
Come on, Julia, get it out!
5! 4!
Yeah, it's back.
3!
Go on, Julia, keep
2!
going.
1! That's it! It's over! Well done!
Nice work. Give me 5.
Well, this is it, the decider, the last dish in MasterChef 2012. So let's get Julia in and see how she went. Julia, there's a special pressure that comes with cooking your speciality in this kitchen. How did that affect you today?
I wanted everything to be absolutely perfect, and so if it wasn't, I did it again. And that's great, but when it got to the end, I ran out of time with the tools, and 2 are great and 2 are rubbish.
I suppose the question is, are you confident that the other elements, the other flavours, you've done those well enough to kind of win you enough points?
Except for those 2 tools, everything else I'm happy with, and it might not be perfect, but thank you for bringing that dessert in. I absolutely loved it.
Great, thank you.
Brilliant stuff. Well, you've surprised us, you thrilled us, and hopefully you're going to put up 4 fantastic desserts. Off you go.
Thank you. My focus is on winning, it is on doing well, and I know I can make up those 5 points in this dish. My food dream has always centred around desserts, so for this dessert and the finale, it's everything in my future on a plate right now. I have to give the nicest one to Christine.
Thank you.
Julia, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, beautiful examples of Christine's Gay Time Goes Nuts. Gary's looks more like I quite
like it. It's Thames Barrier-like.
It's still got architecture and style.
It's quite cool. Appearance is just one of judging criteria for this dish. So let's have a look and see how this dish performs.
tastes delicious. It's lots of caramel flavours, little kicks of salt here and there. But referencing the original dessert, I know that the caramel ice cream isn't as powerful, it's not as strong, it's not that big sort of bitter caramel kick that there should be. But you know what, if you look at the techniques that she's shown us in there, she's done a really good job. You know, the texture of the ice cream is wonderful. It's really smooth, very light.
It's that attention to detail and it's that perfect pitch of flavour and texture that we're looking for.
We get them here, all the textures are here. I mean, that biscuit is thin and delicate, and I'm glad it's thin and we're not got big, thick, you know, biscuit.
She really has done a great job. And it does taste absolutely beautiful, but we're talking absolute detail here, aren't we? Andy!
G'day.
Look at him. He's buzzing.
Unbelievable.
Come in with a little jaunt there. You feel good?
I feel relieved. Yeah, I feel good. It's that was a massive challenge for me personally.
Bigger question for you. What are you going to do? The competition's done. We're moments away from revealing the results. What are you going to do?
To start as, I don't know. I never thought I'd be here, but I mean, I've got here by researching and learning, and I want to do more of that. I can see my skills have developed, my knowledge has developed, but it's still not where I want it to be. It's not over yet.
It isn't over yet. Are you ready?
Yep.
Go on then. Oh, he's fired up, isn't he?
I honestly think that not being someone who's familiar with desserts has helped me. I have no instincts about any of the techniques at all. All I did was follow that recipe word by word, but if they crack into it and it doesn't taste exactly like Christine's, I'm done.
That's it, man. You're done.
Thank you very much.
You're done.
See you.
Look how good they all look when you're looking down the table. They look like little soldiers.
And I love that little bulge of caramel poking out through the top going, eat me, eat me.
Let's do it, let's do it, let's eat it.
Right, let's go. Ooh, there she goes. Looks delicate, looks beautiful. Looks like the one you put up earlier on today, Christine.
Yeah. The construction of the dish, I mean, he's nailed the biscuits perfectly. They were very uniform. That caramel ice cream, I could just, you know, that alone I could just sit and eat.
I find the mousse quite confected. It's a bit artificial.
A little bit dense, and I'd say probably it's just that ratio of cream to gelatin, probably just a dash too much gelatin. The caramel's a little, and in the nuts is a little hard on the top.
It should be a lot looser and it should coat those hazelnuts a lot better.
Christine, it's fantastic to have you here, and everything you said will inform us in terms of how we score this dessert. We see you at Universal again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant stuff. I feel slightly sick now, to be perfectly honest. Haven't eaten all that caramel. But it was good, wasn't it? It was lovely to see that in the third and final round that really there wasn't very much to separate the two dishes.
Shall we?
Yeah. Let's go Julia's dish first.
Yep. Finally, let's go Andy's.
Look at that. Job done. Third and final round. 1, 2, 3. Just going to let them know the results.
Let's do it.
Andy, Julia, you dared to dream about this moment. But the question is, did you ever think that this moment would come true?
No way. I'm just so happy that I've entered the competition. gone as well as I have, but no matter what, I know I'm working in food for the rest of my life.
Brilliant. Julia?
I can't believe I'm here. It's such a pinch myself moment when I see everyone over there and think of all the challenges we did, and more than anything, I just want to get in the kitchen. I can't wait.
Top 50, top 24, top 10, finals week. You are now here at the very end, the grand finale. It doesn't get any more exciting than this. One of you is about to become Australia's next MasterChef. But before we reveal the results for the third and final round, please welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen the culinary experts that have been there for you on your incredible journey.
These are the kitchen legends that have come into your world, into MasterChef, to teach you, to inspire you, and to challenge you. Now, one of you stands on the doorstep of their world. Becoming Australia's next MasterChef is a passport to an amazing culinary future. You'll receive training from Australia's best chefs in the best restaurants in Australia. You'll get a cookbook deal so you can put your ideas into print. And you'll get $100,000 to make your culinary dream come true.
Julia, we've gotten to know you over the past 12 weeks. You keep your emotions in check a lot of the time. But what are you feeling right now?
Oh, it's about to bubble over, I think. Getting so close to the end, and I don't know, just even if I don't win, I'm just so excited. Like, these are the people that I want to be. There's kitchens that I want to go to work in so badly. I just can't wait to start.
Andy, you made a late charge for a laid-back Aussie bloke. But what's your heart telling you right now?
As a laid-back Aussie bloke, I'm shitting myself, so... I never thought I'd be this nervous, but yeah, I'm packing it. I look around the room and I see everyone who's come before, and now all the chefs who I see so many that I'd love to work in their places, and I'm so nervous.
Before we reveal the final scores that decides which one of you is going to become Australia's next MasterChef, we need to do one more thing. We want to share this huge, life-changing experience with the people that are your biggest supporters. So please welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen, your family.
Welcome to the MasterChef kitchen, and thank you so much for lending us your loved ones for the last 12 weeks to be part of MasterChef. Marie, you're Andy's proud mum. Did you ever think from those backyard seafood barbecues in Maitland that Andy'd be standing here in front of Australia, potentially Australia's next MasterChef?
No, certainly.
Can you tell?
No, I don't. I don't. Oh, we're living a dream. This is just such a magical thing that could happen to our family. So, yeah, we're so excited.
Peter, you're Andy's dad, and I remember Andy telling us that you'd disown him if he ever cried on national television. How are you going to go if he wins today?
I just wonder, I think I might tear up today myself. So.
Justin, you're Julia's husband, and I think we all know that Julia is this perennial overachiever, but did you believe that she could go from selling cupcakes in a Brisbane market to being here in the finale?
I wouldn't have believed it, no. She's just done leaps and bounds to cupcake stalls, the food that she's cooking now, and you know, she's going to come home and cook that for me, hopefully.
Maybe.
It's just amazing what she's done, yeah, very proud of her.
Kate, you're Julia's mum, and I know all through this MasterChef experience, she's drawn so heavily on the support of her family, and especially Katie.
Julia has always been a delight. She's been the best thing we've ever had as far as bringing up Katie goes. Whatever she's done well.
I have a story to tell before we continue. When I rang Mum and Katie and, you know, asked them if they could come down, that it might be happening, Katie's been packed for 2 weeks. But she said to me, I am so excited to come and meet Matt, Gary George and Matt Meringue.
I love it. We've been wanting to call him that for ages.
You're wonderful. And you're so funny, darling. You are so funny.
Guys, I'm truly amazed and deeply impressed in how far you have come in such a short period of time. I've been absolutely honoured to mentor both of you, two of Australia's youngest talented cooks. And from now, it can only go upwards. And I can't wait to see what you guys do.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. Oi, good luck.
Yeah, you
Come in.
Andy, Julia, you are both champions. It's an absolute triumph to get here to the grand finale. But there can only be one Australian MasterChef. For one of you, your life is about to change forever. It's been a nail-biting day of cooking and competition. Round one went to Julia, who scored 25 points to Andy's 23. Round two, Andy's revenge. 28 points to Julia's 21. That means, Andy, you have 51, and Julia, you're on 46. There are 5 points in it. But the third and final round was a dessert with 30 points up for grabs. The MasterChef title depends on how beautifully you've recreated Christine Manfield's Gay Time Goes Nuts. Julia, as our queen of desserts, the question is, have you done enough to claw your way back into the game? Well, we're about to find out. So, Matt, what did you score Julia's dish?
Julia, I scored your dish. 8 out of 10. Julia, we love the balance of flavours you achieved, and we especially like that little kick of salt.
George?
Julia, I scored your dish a 7 out of 10. That biscuit was impeccable. Fine, crunchy, crispy, delicious. Well done.
Julia, it comes down to my score. Are you ready? I scored your dish a 7 out of 10. That was a difficult and complex dish, and what I loved about yours was that wonderful caramel. Julia, that means for round 3, you've scored 22 points out of a possible 30 points, bringing your total score at 68 points out of 90.
Andy, what does your heart tell you? Can you do it?
Oh, my heart's telling me I should be dead, I think. Yeah, I feel like I can get there. I was happy with the dish, but as we all know, I don't know what happened behind those doors, so it all comes down to the taste.
Julia has 68 out of 90. You need 18 points to win. You know, Andy, you've cooked some brilliant dishes, but not many of those have been desserts.
Nah, not any.
Andy, you ready for the moment of truth?
Give it to me, please.
Andy, I scored your dish. A 9 out of 10.
Thank you.
We love the construction. We love the consistency. We love that you put up a great dessert at last.
It's only taken 3 months. Oh, yeah. I think I'm actually having a mild heart attack, so...
If you go pale, I'll grab you, all right?
You need 9 points to win this competition. Andy? I gave you an 8 out of 10.
Andy, I gave you an 8. You are Australia's MasterChef for 2012.
Right, guys, back into line. Andy, you've won $100,000.
Oh, my God.
A cookbook deal, my friend. And most importantly, culinary training with some of the best chefs in their top restaurants in this country. Andy, well done.
Andy, for one last time, that old MasterChef chestnut, how are you feeling?
I don't know if I can speak, eh? I'm feeling over the moon. I'm very proud of myself, really, because I bet you anyone at the start of the competition wouldn't have picked me to win. I bet you anyone about 2 weeks ago probably wouldn't have picked me to win. So I have to thank everybody here. I have to thank you guys first and foremost. To these contestants I've never met. Oh, not even, we're friends now, not even contestants. You guys are an amazing bunch of people. To Julia, man, thanks.
Marie, how do you feel?
I don't believe I'm standing here with all these important people in our family. He used to set little goals and we'd set goals for him, and this is not what one of the goals was.
Peter?
Thanks.
Congratulations. As Marie said, he's so determined in everything he does. When he sets his mind to something, he's generally successful. So, again, we're very proud of him. And I'm nearly tearing.
Julia, watching you through these last 12 weeks, the one thing we've noticed is that every time we put you into a professional kitchen, your performance excels. And you've marked yourself down, I think, as probably one of the most generous team players we've ever seen in this competition. We also love the way you've had this clear dream from the very first time we've met you, you still hold today. Our good friends at American Express are also excited by your potential. And that's why they want to give you a $15,000 prize to kickstart your new culinary career. One more thing. Mr. Zumbo, I believe you've got something to add.
Julia, I had the pleasure of mentoring you in the Cream Challenge. I saw how headstrong you were. You took charge in the kitchen, and I loved it. I'd like to offer you a paid apprenticeship at the Zumbo kitchen to hopefully hone in on those skills and turn you into a top pastry chef.
Audra, in celebration of you making it into the grand finale, American Express are going to give you $5,000.
Andy, you came into this competition from out of left field. You struggled at times, but you know what? You never gave up, and every week you got better and better. You made it all the way, and from here, you can go anywhere with your culinary dream. Andy, you are Australia's MasterChef for 2012.
Thanks very much.
Anytime you're free, come and make some gay
I will.
Starting to grow.
That was a ride. That was a ride.